So, hey, everyone, how are you all doing? A while ago, one of my subscribers suggested that I should read this manhwa, and when I read it, I really liked its story, and trust me guys, you're going to like this manhwa lot too. But before we move forward in the video, I have one small request. If you like today's video, please give it a small like and subscribe. And in the comments, do let me know how you found today's video. So now, let's start with the introduction. This manhwa is going to be a love story between two roommates, where we'll see our innocent main character getting the most handsome guy in college as his roommate. They live in the same room, but that handsome guy completely ignores our main character, and our main character has already given up, thinking he'll never become his friend. And then a twist comes into the story, which we'll find out in this manhwa. So with that, let's start chapter 1. The story begins with our main character, Anning, whose first day at college is today. He's come to collect the key for his dorm. After that, he goes to the room service counter and asks for the key to room 606. When he hears about his room, the manager there gets really surprised and starts praising his roommate a lot. So Anning asks, "Is my roommate some celebrity?" The man replies, "As soon as you meet your roommate, you'll understand who he is yourself, and you won't be able to forget him either." Here, Anning finally gets the key to his room, but the poor guy is a little worried now. He thinks, what if my roommate turns out to be some big gangster? Then what will I do? And just imagining his roommate, the poor guy starts sweating. After climbing a lot of stairs, he finally reaches room 606. Just as he's about to enter his room, someone comes out from inside, and we are shown our second main character, who is really handsome. It doesn't take Anning long to realize that this is his roommate. He immediately goes to talk to him, and here, we see that the guy in front just ignores him completely and walks past. Anning's heart breaks badly here. He turns back and tries to talk to him again, but the other guy is completely ignoring him. Here, Anning is praising him a lot in his mind and thinking, he's handsome, he's tall, but he doesn't listen to me at all. We see Anning entering his room and about to unpack his stuff. Then he notices that Wei Hang hasn't kept any belongings there, meaning his luggage isn't there at all. From some stuff Anning sees, he finds out Wei Hang's name and thinks, now, owing to live with him only. So slowly, we'll get to know each other anyway. But many days pass, Wei Hang hasn't even come to the room once, and the scene cuts there. In the next scene, we see Anning doing military training at his college. But even after so many days, he still has no clue about Wei Hang. He neither attends classes nor comes to military training. Anning has gotten used to coming to class alone every day and not finding Wei Hang there. And one day, while he's in class, the teacher calls out Wei Hang's name during attendance. And we see that this time Wei Hang has come to class. Here, we see Wei Hang listening to the teacher's words, and Anning is just staring at him. The teachers are praising him because he's extremely handsome. Anning thinks, everyone is looking at him, so why shouldn't I quietly look at him too? Then he immediately decides and thinks, he probably doesn't even remember that I'm his roommate. Now, we see the scene after class ends. Wei Hang is leaving from there. By mistake, some of Anning's books fall down. Both of them look at each other. Here, Anning stops him from picking up the books, and Wei Hang is also about to pick them up. At that moment, their hands touch each other. Here Anning thinks, now, what should I say? In Anning's heart, it's burning. If I don't talk to him today, who knows when I'll meet him again? So he immediately tries to talk to Wei Hang once Marine introduces himself. But, like always, Wei Hang just returns his book and apologizes, then leaves from there. He had absolutely no interest in talking to him. Here Anning's friend asks him, does Wei Hang even know that you're his roommate? Anning says, I don't know. I feel like even if we spend our whole life in this college, he still won't recognize me. In the next scene, we see class monitor Jeng and his assistant Meng. Both of them are together explaining about a team building exercise in which all the students in the class will participate and enjoy together. They're collecting money for it. But we see Anning, who comes from a poor family, thinking, my family is already paying my college fees, and from my part-time job, I don't have enough money to give them anything. Suddenly, Enning starts smelling rain, as if it rained somewhere, and then Wei Hang arrives there, completely drenched. Enning looks at him and thinks, it rained last night. Was he sleeping on the road at night? Then the teacher comes and starts the class. After that, the teacher notices that Wei Hang is sleeping. So she immediately goes to him and asks, tell me what I just taught. Wei Hang asks her, what question did you ask me? He says, can you repeat the question once again? Then the teacher tells Anning, you tell him the question. Anning explains a case to Wei Hang in which a grandson poisoned his grandfather, causing his death. But before dying, the grandfather left a will in which he transferred all his property to the grandson. Then Enning says, the grandson killed his grandfather, so should the grandson still get his property? And he smiles a lot while looking at Wei Hang. Here, we see Wei Hang immediately saying, if I were the judge, I wouldn't give him even a single penny. Enning looks at him in surprise and thinks, that's exactly what I was saying. Then we see Wei Hang thinking deeply about this, and in Anning's mind, it's runny. Everyone supported the grandson. The teacher also asks Wei Hang, why do you feel that the grandson shouldn't get the grandfather's property? Wei Hang immediately says, because he doesn't deserve it. Everyone starts laughing at his answer, and even the teacher finds it quite funny, and Anning thinks, how innocently he's answering this. Then the teacher tells Wei Hang that if the grandfather wrote the will before dying, then that will is completely legally valid. So the grandson should get it. In counter, Wei Hang says, but the grandfather is dead now. If he knew that his own grandson would poison him, would he still give him his property? Now everyone starts speaking against Wei Hang and says that the grandfather already wrote the will, so it doesn't make any difference. The teacher also explains to Wei Hang that the grandfather's will and the grandson poisoning him are two separate matters. The will comes under inheritance law, while the grandson's crime comes under criminal protection law. Then Wei Hang immediately says, if the law is so blind, then I think the law should be changed. Now, the time has come to change the law. Here, the teacher doesn't really like Wei Hang's answer. So she gets angry and leaves, saying, everyone has their own opinions and we respect everyone's opinions. After that, we see Anning starting to pay attention in class. Then for the first time, we see Wei Hang looking towards him. And the scene cuts there. The next scene shows class monitor Zheng again. He's asking for FEs for the team building exercise so that when the collection is done, everyone can enjoy. Here Zheng and his assistant come to Wei Hang to talk about it. Meng says, you never participate in any activity, so you should participate in this one. It's happening this weekend. But Wei Hang clearly refuses and says, I don't have time for this. Meng gets angry and says, you never have time for us. We're doing all this for our classmates, so you should be there too. But Wei Hang refuses again and says, I already have plans, so I can't come here. The girl immediately asks, what plans? What exactly are you doing that day? And she gets quite angry. Then Wei Hang immediately replies, whatever it is, it's none of your business. So mind your own business. Then Zheng notices Anning too and says, Anning, aren't you going to participate in this? This time, no matter what, you have to participate. Now, Anning starts sweating and says, maybe I won't be able to participate this time either. Zheng asks, but why? And then he suddenly realizes and immediately goes to Anning and says, I can understand your situation. I know you come from a poor family, and if you don't have money, I eat for you in your place, and when you have money, you can return it to me. Hearing this, Anning doesn't feel good at all. He feels really weird. He thinks, Zheng wants to help me know that, but still, hearing this doesn't feel good. Wei Hang also notices Anning's awkwardness. He immediately comes to Anning, puts his hand on his shoulder, and says, Anning can't come with you, Kaus, he's going with me. We both have already made plans for the weekend. Anning gets really surprised and looks at him. Anning can't believe at all that Wei Hang himself saved him from embarrassment. Zheng immediately asks Anning, is that really true? Enning replies, yes, absolutely. Yang says, then what are your plans? What are you two going to do together? Wei Heng immediately says again, that's none of your business. Now, Wei Heng immediately tells Enning, so come on now, we have to go together. After that, Enning starts following him and thanks him for helping him. But Wei Heng turns back and says, I just thought you didn't want to go there, but they were forcing you. There's nothing big in it. I didn't help you, and if you didn't want to go, just refuse them directly. You don't need to explain yourself. Saying this, Wei Heng leaves from there. Enning is completely surprised and thinks, he's so cool. He didn't help me because he felt pity for me, just because he couldn't stand seeing them force me. And the scene cuts here. In the next scene, we see Wei Heng going home. Suddenly a girl and a guy with a camera come around start making his video. The girl's name is Qin Zhang, and she's on the campus beauty list. She immediately says to Wei Heng, can I borrow your motorcycle? Wei Heng immediately asks, but why? Qin Zhang says, there's just a bridge nearby, take me there. But I want to take some photos. Here, Wei Heng immediately refuses and says, that place is quite far, and can you tell your friend to stop recording me? I don't like cameras. The girl stops recording and tries again while flirting, but he clearly refuses again and says, you've already wasted a lot of my time. I don't want to go there, and can you please stop recording me? Wei Heng is getting really angry, and Wei Heng immediately starts leaving from there. Qin Zhang says, if you don't help me, how will my pictures come? Wei Heng tells her, that's your problem, not mine, and he immediately leaves from there. But the guy keeps recording him till the end. This scene cuts here. The next scene shows our Anand eating food in the cafeteria area. Then he and his friend see a very beautiful girl there. Enning and his friend are talking about her. Then Enning starts talking about Wei Heng and says, Wei Heng is the most handsome guy in our campus. He'll probably come here in a while. Then his friend tells him, Wei Heng doesn't eat in this cafeteria area. And do you know a big trouble is coming for him right now? He did something really big. Enning says, that can't happen. He's a very good person. His friend immediately asks, so has this good person of yours ever talked to you face to face? This makes Enning sweat and he says, yes, I talked to him once. Then he says, he talked to you, so he's a good person. And since I always talk to you, am I the best person? Anyway, put all this aside, I want to tell you that a problem is coming. For Wei Heng, some people from the photography club wanted to take photos with his bike, but he refused. But those people recorded a video of him and posted it. And now, he's facing a lot of negativity. People are abusing him badly in the comments and saying he has a lot of attitude. So it should have been completely his choice whether to give it or not. Even if he didn't give it, these people should have accepted his decision. Why are these people abusing him for no reason? He didn't do anything wrong. In the next scene, we see Wei Heng playing basketball. Then a guy comes looking for him and says, are you Wei Heng? Wei Heng says, yes, do I know you? The guy says, my name is Richan, and my girlfriend asked you for her bike, right? Why didn't you let her take photos with your bike? Wei Heng replies, because it was my bikini, I didn't feel like giving it. Richan says, you have a lot of attitude. I just came here to play basketball with you. If you're not scared, do you want to play? And then he challenges him for a match and says, call 3 people from your side, and 3 will come from my side. After that, both of them start preparing for the match. Then Richan shouts, who wants to become Wei Heng's teammate? But everyone gets really scared and starts talking among themselves that Richan is a very dangerous person. Taking him on is not right at all. Though we support Wei Heng now, Richan will take revenge on us later. Here, we also see Enning thinking why no one is going to help Wei Heng. Because we see that due to fear of Richan, no one wants to support Wei Heng. An also comes and taunts him. Look, no one wants to support you. How sad. Wei Heng says, I don't need anyone, come on, you face me yourself. Richan says, no, if I do it like this, People will think I'm taking revenge on you, and I don't want to ruin your beautiful face. Meanwhile, suddenly, someone starts calling Wei Hang's name. Wei Hang immediately turns around, and we see Inning shouting to Wei Hang, I may be small, but I can play basketball. Do you want me to join your team? After that, Inning comes forward from the crowd. In front of Mountain like basketball players. He looks like a tiny kid, he said it. But now, he's sweating and thinking, when I was a child, I should have eaten properly and drunk milk. Then I would have grown taller. Now, I feel so embarrassed that I'm so short. Here, Wei Hang immediately agrees to take him in his team. At first, everyone starts laughing, and Richan says to him, you're really going to take this shorty in your team? Wei Hang says, stop your nonsense and let's start the match. But Richan says, you still don't have one more team member. This makes Wei Hang angry. He says, do you want to play or did you just come here to run your mouth? Richan, full of overconfidence, immediately says, your team has only 2 people, so I'll remove one person from my team too. And then we see both teams are ready to play basketball. One side is Anning and Wei Hang's team. The other side is Richan and his friend. So, will our little Anning be able to stand against these Mountain-like players? We'll find out in the coming chapters.